Hello, everybody. Happy blessed day on today. I pray that you all are having a great day on today. I want to ask you guys to share this video. I don't ask you all to share my videos, but if you will, please, I ask that you share this video because I believe that this message is going to bless somebody. Okay, let's start. About 3 years ago, I met a guy on Facebook. I'm gonna be honest. I never did, really communicate with guys on social media because I just, I just never did. I don't know why. But my friends was like, Miss Nikita, you need to give a person a chance, blah, blah, this and that. So I was like, okay. So I met this guy. He lived like maybe 1 or 2 towns from me, maybe 30 or 40 minutes away from me. On Facebook, we began to communicate. I noticed that he would like my posts and communicate on my videos, message, and all that type of things down in the past. But I never just paid attention to it. So he messaged me and we was communicating for weeks. And he asked me out on a date. I kind of pushed it away for about like a month because, I was real busy. But we went out on a date. But before we went on a date, he would text and call all the time. I'm not a big fan of texting. I'm an old soul. I believe in communicating over the phone. But I do understand if a man is busy and, he cannot text. He cannot call, sometimes of the day. And he has to text. Maybe if he's busy, he's at work. I understand that. But, just texting all day long or once a day, good morning, beautiful, and then you don't hear nothing else from them all day. I don't do that because I've been in a relationship like that before, long distance, and I just don't. It's terrible, because these men are my age. I'm 45. I'll be 46 on the 23rd of this month, and you would think that they know about dating. Not all men, but some of the guys. Okay. But go get back to this. We went on a date. We had a nice time, nice conversation, awesome food, good time. After the date, he stopped communicating, and I was like, okay. I've been through healing. I was single for a long time, some years ago, and I met a guy, and I'm celibate, and at that time I was like in my early 30s, and I always said that I would have a child from a man if he didn't have any kids. For my husband, when I meet him, if he didn't have any kids, that I would have a child. So I think my daughter and my cousin, that's a woman of God, we always pray about this. So, when I met this guy, I asked him, he told me I asked him, did he have any kids? And did he want any more kids? And he was like, no, I don't have any kids. Yes, I do. Okay. And I said, okay. And he was like, well, could you have any more kids? And I was like, yeah. Because I like to get deep down inside, ask questions. I don't like all those top surface level questions that most men do. And so he was a good guy, an awesome provider, but his mom was his problem, and that's how that relationship ended. I will always try to, I think my car was in the shop. I didn't ask him to fix my car. He volunteered. I even was trying to give him money. We was dating almost a year now. but he wouldn't take the money. You know, his mom was like, this, she got a good job. I know she making good money. You know, just all type of stuff because he was taking care of his mother. And when she was a healthy woman, nothing wasn't wrong with her. You know, she could take care of herself, but she chose not to. And it would make me so mad because I was so nice to this woman. I would buy her gifts for every holiday, her birthday and all this until his aunt told me to quit buying her things. You know, and she was like, you know, he got a good woman of God and, you know, this and that and stuff like that. And it hurted me, you guys, because I hadn't dated him 13 years. And I just thought this man was my husband. And it hurted me so bad, you guys, until that's when I began to pray and ask God, what is it about me that is keep attracting the same kind of guys? And God began to show me. So I began to do the healing, you know, on my part because I've dated a preacher, I've dated a bishop, evangelist. I mean, and to be honest with you, these titles don't mean nothing when you ain't living it. You know, I didn't want to even look at a preacher once before, you know, but I began to work on myself, do the healing and ask, you know, God to help me, heal me. And so I went through that, and then I began to attract all type of guys. Broken guys, broken guys, healed guys, ugly guys, good-looking guys, short guys, tall guys. You know, so, you know, I believe that, you know, people say you attract who you are, and I believe that to a percentage, I would say, because I believe that you could be healed and still attract different types of people. That's just my opinion, from my experience. And even after this guy left me, you guys, he still would buy me gifts on holidays, my birthdays and stuff. I had to tell him, look, you walked out of my life, so leave me alone, you know. And he was like, you a good woman. I'm like, if I was a good woman, you chose to keep taking care of your mother over me. Like and he was like, I ain't got any kids. That's not my fault. You chose to take care of your mother, you know, over me. So, I mean, you ain't got no kids. That's not my fault. But okay, you guys, I'm talking about that. That must be for somebody. He just came, you know. But let me get back to my story. So, my sister died 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And I lost 50 pounds because she was on her weight loss journey. And that motivated me. That motivated me to, you know, lose the weight. I lost 50 pounds. And I had pictures. I had a video because I was encouraging people. You all know, if you go way back on some of my videos, you see that I did a lot of exercising videos. And so I had did like a collage video. And I showed the before and after picture of me. But just last week, I think, it might have been, maybe I'm doing this video today, so it may be like 4 days ago. Now, this guy, he would randomly text on some of my Facebook posts, and he would sometimes just say, hello, Nikita, in my message. And I would just say hello back. Because after we got off the date, and he stopped communicating, this is me. I've learned through experience. When a man wants to go, you let them go. Don't beg a man to communicate with you. Don't run them down. Because after me not dating for 13 years, you know, not dating, you have to learn a lot of things, you guys. You know, you have to learn. It's a good thing, but it's a bad thing too. You have to learn a whole lot of things over again. So when I hadn't dated in 13 years, and the guy, he just walked out my life talking about, you know, we got to figure out who we are. I'm like, I know, I want to say the N word. I know who I am. You need to worry about who you are. No, it's that you just don't want to let your mama go. Your mama can get her job. Nothing is wrong with her. She's just in her 50s. My mama, before she had her stroke, worked always up to her 60, you know. And I mean, she was a beautiful woman, but she's stopping you from growing in your life and having a life. But I I was always try to tell, I would just be, you ain't spending no time with me, this and that. And he was like, and I say, you spent a lot of time with me when we first met. He was like, that's how you get them. And I mentioned that to him like months later. He gonna say he never said it, but he did say it. See, they be telling the truth on themselves. I gotta work, because he was working 2 jobs trying to take care of him, his mom, his sisters, all that type of crap. See, he didn't tell me that when I first met him, that his mom, sister, and all of them was living with him. Now, don't get me wrong. I do not care about a man taking care of his mother if she's sick. I take care of her for him, because I take care of my mom. But when it comes, but you still have to have your boundaries, and you still have to know, if you want to be married, you got to understand you got to have a balance, So he didn't tell me none of this. And I did go over there by me being such an empath and just a good, just good person when he did tell me, because it wasn't long after he told me. I didn't really think nothing of it, because at first I thought she was a real sweet person. I even bought her a gift for Christmas and everything. But when she started, God was showing me things, you guys. He showed me how she was like trying to be against me, because she knew that he was beginning to grow in love with me. And we was having a good relationship. We was going to church and everything like that. And he was a very respectful man, because one thing about it, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I had took off a vacation. I wanted him to stay all night with me. I never do that, because at the time my kids they wasn't babies, but they was, kind of teenagers or whatever. And my dad didn't believe in shacking up, but my mom allowed me to. But then when I got in the Lord, I understood why my dad didn't believe in shacking up. And me being a Christian woman, I didn't want to shack up. But I don't know. I just, I wanted him to stay all night with me. Not to have sex, but just to spend time with him, because he would never spend any time. That's why when these all is red flags. And some, we overlook them because we want to be loved. And that was, but he didn't stay. He was like, I don't want to disrespect your house and your kids and stuff like that. But then when he said, I don't want to disrespect my mama, coming in at 12 o'clock, that made me mad, you guys, because first of all, you're not disrespecting your mom, because that is your house. Like, he would have all type of excuses. That's just my opinion. If it's your house, you coming in at 12 o'clock, how's that disrespecting your mom? It's your house. She living with you. She, got her own room. But, okay, you guys. Somebody must need to hear that, because that is I guess it all just come down to what I'm trying to say, you guys. But, okay, this guy, back to the story again. The guy, I had posted a picture on Facebook. And I think I posted it on YouTube and TikTok too. But I had on a blue dress where I had before and after pictures, and one of them I had a longer version of me losing the weight, all this type of stuff. And so he messaged me about a few days ago, and he was like, I don't know, because I don't know all this slang talking kind of stuff. You got to just be, direct with me. I think I'm funny. I think I got a little humor. My kids say that I don't, but I think I do. And he was like, I seen you those pictures, and you was fine and blah this and that. And I was like, I said, hello, thank you. And so he went on to say, he was like, when can we go out on another date? And I was like, so you ready to go on another date? I say, well, it won't be until February. I'm just trying to see what his mind is at. I say, because I am busy, and I think I had to go sing somewhere. I had already made plans. My birthday coming up on 23rd. We made plans, go out with my friend girls out to eat, things like that. So, I told him maybe in February. And he was like, that seems like it's far away, but okay, I can't wait to see you. And so I was like, okay. And so he messaged back like a few minutes later. He's like, I can't wait to see you. He said, because I've been wondering something. And he had a question mark. And I said, what have you been wondering? And he said, I was wondering if you taste as good as you look. Okay. I want you ladies to understand this. From my opinion, that's a red flag to me, because first of all, you already being sexual with me, and you ain't even asked me nothing about me. Like, ask me what, ask me what are my morals. Ask me things like that. What do I, what is your future plans? Do you have any kids? Do you, just some deep level questions. What do you see yourself in 5 years? Don't ask me, I wonder if you taste as good as you look. And, I think I sometimes I tell you guys something. I will go along with them, but in a good manner and respectful, not nasty. I do not talk all that sexual nasty talk to a man. Now, when I'm married, then it's something different, because I've learned. I had my auntie that was 80-some years old. Before she died, I used to go and talk to her a lot, and she used to teach me a lot of things, and she taught me a lot of wisdom. And she told me something. She said, baby, you don't sit around. She said, all these old women be telling y'all things, y'all young ladies not to do with your husband. She said, while they doing with their husband and keeping they husband, and y'all husband out there cheating and doing all this other stuff. And that's true, but a man cheat because they choose to, and that's the same thing with a woman. I'm not prejudiced against men or women. I believe, a woman, because I've learned too that men is hurt just as much as women are. I didn't know that. I was like, my goodness, these men are actually hurting. My goodness. I had to minister and counsel one guy. He was so hurt. I said, oh my goodness, Lord Jesus. But a lot of times men don't think they need to go through any type of healing. But okay, back to the story. I played along. I guess you guys say, oh Lord, this lady here. Yes, I have to tell you guys, just listen. And I'm telling you, I pray that you apply this, because if you got some standards, you keep your standards. Do not let anybody stray you away from your standards. Keep your standards, because it'll pay off in the end. I don't care how old I am. I'll be 46 on the next week, on the 23rd. And I don't care about that. I'm not worried, I'm going to be 46, so I got to just get this man. He the only man left on the earth. No, it's got good men out there. I still do believe that. I don't care. Regardless, I do desire to be married. And I say, God, let your will be done. Whatever is in God's will, let it be done. And even if I don't ever get married, I still think you have good men out there. I just believe in God's will. My focus is on, we have to, I think right now in my life, I need to just pray and ask God to, maybe put me in the right place to be seen by my husband or something, because I meet all kind of guys, and I'm going to be honest with you. At one season of my life, it used to just really tick me off, you guys, because they are so crazy. And I mean, I've been, Jesus. That's why I could just, say a lot about just dealing with a lot of different things. But I haven't been with a lot of guys, but I've dated. And I really used to didn't date. Like I said, when I first was in the Lord and growing and just being celibate and everything, I was, but back to this story again, you guys. And I pray that this story is not going all over the place, but I just really want to get it all out. But I told him, he said, you look good or whatever. And I hope I wonder if you taste as good as you look. I said, well, I've been looking. I said, I was going to say, I always been looking good. But I say, no, that sounds arrogant, because I'm a type of person. I don't like to, I want people read text messages differently so they can interpret it the wrong way. So I didn't want to sound arrogant, because I'm not an arrogant person. But I just said, thank you for the good looking part, because he had put it like in two different parts. He said, you look good. Then he went down on it and said, I wonder if you taste as good as you look on another one. So I didn't even comment on that one. I just said, thank you for the good looking part. And so I did say this. I say, do you want to see me or my body? And he was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I want to see you, but there comes a part with it. And I said I did say this. I said, well, I sought myself up for that question to ask a man that, I know, I just said I sought myself up for that. I shouldn't ask that. I did like the little smiley face. I didn't do the laughing emoji, just the smiling face. And I try not to do a lot of emojis when I'm communicating with a man. I used to do it a lot because I always wanted in my mind for them to think, that I'm not trying to be mean or ugly. But I had to learn to not put a lot of emojis in your comments because men interpret things differently. You have to just know what type of person you're dealing with. So he went on to say, he said, he went on, he's like, he said, I'm sex, he said, I'm a man and sex is very important to me and I need to know how your sex drive is, this and that. And I texted him back, I said, I am a woman and I'm not dumb. No, I say I'm not dumb, or did I say I'm not dead? I said, I'm a woman and I'm not dead. I said, common sense, I know that. Common sense, a woman should know that if a man, come up to you, it's first because they find you attractive, something about you that draws you to them. And they want sex. Who don't know that a man wants sex? We know that is what they want, but you got to, baby, you can't just rush that stuff all up on a real woman. You got to take your time. Even, you can't just do that. So I said, okay. Now, he messed around and asked me this question, you guys. I can't believe this man asked me this question. I've been asked some dumb questions before. But, Lord, he said, how long do you communicate with a man before you have sex with them? Lord Jesus, I didn't even know how to answer that question. I had to pray and say, Lord, help me answer this question. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got something else to tell you guys. Being celibate, I used to tell guys that I was celibate. So I had to, learn. That's why I say learn from your things that you go through in life. Years ago, a friend of mine introduced me to this guy in Atlanta. Well, he didn't stay in Atlanta, but he stayed like on the outskirts of Atlanta. Nice looking guy. Wealthy man. And I did tell him I was celibate, which I learned, baby, that was a mistake to ever tell him that. Now, he used to always ask me on breakfast dates. He would drive, because he had his own business, he would drive to Hattiesburg. And, I thought he was just joking. Like, I didn't know that he was interested in me, And he was like, I've been trying to date you. And I'm like, I didn't know, because we would talk on the phone and stuff like that. And I thought we were just being friends. But I had to learn that too. Like, if a man call you and talk to you on the phone, and that's the same thing with a woman. If a woman call and talk to you on the phone, like, all the time, whatever, here and there, they like you. It's something about you that they like. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to sit on the phone and talk to no man that I do not like. But I think I will talk to him as a friend. I don't know. It's just because every man that ever talked to me on the phone, they always ended up liking me. And then sooner or later, they get mad or something when you don't like them. So I have to learn. You can't just sit up on the phone and talk to guys like that all the time because they think you like them. So I'm still learning and everything, but I try not to be mean to people because, I had two guy friends I had been talking to over the years. I've been knowing them for 20 years over the years, just talk to them, not all the day, not every day. Sometimes we would talk all the time, then we wouldn't talk for maybe years or months. And he was like, you never change, and still being, he was a preacher. But I think my cousin liked him, but he liked me, but I didn't like him. And, my cousin kind of asked me that one time, and I told her, baby, it takes more than a conversation to get me. Plus, I wasn't attracted to him, but I've learned that too. But back to this story again. But you got to be careful. Let me come back down to this. I had to say that about, me, when I told the guy that I was celibate. This is another guy. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because it's going to line up with the question that the guy that I am telling you about asked me. He asked me, how long do you communicate with a guy before you have sex with him? Now, years ago, I met this guy that we was friends. You know, he liked me. I didn't know he liked me like that because he never just came out and said it. But I did tell him I was celibate because I thought we was friends. I didn't know he liked me. Let me tell you guys, that was a mistake. This man used that against me. And I thought we was friends. And no, and I'm gonna tell you something. He was a nice looking guy. I started getting attracted to him because we was talking on the phone. He always wanted me to talk on the phone. He's calling me and stuff. I even was going to go, and he stayed in Alabama, somewhere like that. Yes, and I was gonna go. He was gonna come visit me. But at the time, because women will go visit a man. They don't want to come visit you. Not all, some of them. But he was going to come down here to visit me. But I needed a break, you guys, because I'm always taking care of everybody else. I just wanted to get away. So I was going to go make plans and go where he was at. And he was going to pay for everything, which I had my own money, but he said he was going to pay for it. So, but some kind of way, me and him was on the phone. I was at work at the time. I was working at my job that I've been for 14 years. But, you guys know that I work at home, from home now. And I go there sometimes. But I never forget we was on the phone. And he was talking, and we got into like a little argument, but I didn't understand. I was so hurt. He was like, we can't never be nothing but friends. I ain't finna be with no woman that ain't having no sex with me. After 3, he said after 3 months, I'm knocking the door handle down, getting out of there, because he's like, I ain't finna be with no woman that ain't having no sex with me. And I told him, I said, you've been dating women. Every 5 years you break up with a woman. I said, you ain't finna break up with me after 5 years. You've been with a woman for 5 years. And every woman you get after 5 years, y'all break up. I said, that's a cycle you need to break tonight. So you think I'm just gonna break up with you after 5 years? I said, that's a cycle, you ain't broke it. I said, and plus, you don't know what tomorrow brings. I found myself saying things like that. I was like, you don't know what tomorrow brings. I can't say what I'm not gonna do. That's and I know, and I'm like, and I had to go back and think. I said, God, this is not me talking. This is whatever it is in the inside of me, the rejection of me talking, because he's telling me we're not going to be nothing but friends. And, now I like him because, it was just so crazy. But I said, I would never, ever tell another man that I'm saving myself for marriage. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I've told people that before. Let me be honest, I've told men that in the past before this guy. And you mess up. And it all depends on what type of man you dealing with. They could judge you and use that against you and say that you're not real. All different type of things. So you have to know, not saying that I'm planning on it, because that is, I'm planning on God's will. That's what I'm planning on. But this is what I told him. I said, I cannot answer that question. I said, common sense, we as people know that sex is desired by us humans. I say, but that's the only thing you've been asking me about. You've been talking sexual on the whole conversation. You ain't asked me nothing else deeper about myself. I said, in time, everything else will come together. And he came up with something else. But anyway, I went and sent the message to my best friend, because I was like, I need to, like I said, I am an old soul. And I want to make sure I'm not tripping, even though I know I'm not tripping, because my spirit was letting me know this is sexual. I'm not going on no date with him, because you showed me who you are. And that is the reason why I believe when we went on the first date, he wasn't communicating with me afterwards, because he wasn't no good and he wasn't for me. He told me this. He was busy. Yes, that's another thing. He was saying, I was busy. I didn't have my things together. You knew you didn't have your things together when you went on a date. Why, men? This is what I'm saying. Why go on a date with a woman and have her thinking that you ready to date when you know you ain't got your stuff together? You ain't got your money together. You already knew this before you went on the dates. Like, get your stuff together. If you either let the person know. This is what I'm saying. It's okay if you want to go out to eat with somebody, if that's what you choose to do. But if you know you're dealing with somebody that wants to be in a relationship and they are dating, they want to date to get to know you, you need to make that clear. Don't, just go on a date. What you going on a date for? Just to see who you looking at, or what? to see if you can get that person. What is it? And then to not communicate afterwards. I don't think you got, because he, I did tell him, I said, well, you ain't communicating. He's like, you ain't, I told him he wasn't communicating. So, well, he said, I'm busy. I've been very busy. Blah, blah, this and that. And I think this, I believe my dad was in my life, and my dad taught me a lot. And a man that wants you, there's nothing that can stop him from, pursuing you. I wouldn't say chase after you, because I believe if you chasing, I wouldn't want a man to chase after me, because if a man is chasing after you, that means you are running from them. And I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from experience, and I've learned a lot from different people, that God may lead me to on YouTube or whatever type of social media, or even in life that I meet, that I've learned from my dad. My dad was always in my life. So, I know a lot, and then and I'm going to tell you what I did too, you guys. I blocked every guy number that I had in my phone that wasn't serving me any purpose. I blocked them. And, my dad was like, he was laughing. He was like, girl, you blocked everybody. Unblock them, because some of the guys that I did have, in my phone was like connected with my dad. My dad sings, and he is a pastor. And a lot of times he'll give them my number, because I have to send the posters and things like that to them, because my dad don't know how to do it. And I told him, look, you gonna start sending all these men my number, because they be trying to talk and stuff out, And he started laughing to me, you got to send them pictures to them so they can put on the poster. I can't do it. But I blocked them. If they wasn't serving me a purpose, I blocked them. Because the guy that I had told that I was being celibate with, he texted me one day telling me, you said you was going to call me back, but you didn't. I blocked him. Because he told me, he was already talking, you was talking to somebody else. You had already told me that we could never be nothing but friends. Why talk to you then? Why continue to talk to you? Ladies, let me tell you something. Men too. People tell you, half the time people be telling you the truth about what they are, and who they are and what they're going to do. It's just because we want love or whatever we're looking for, we kind of block it out. Like, he already told me we can't never be nothing but friends. I don't need a man as a friend. I got women friends, I don't need a man as a friend. I got women friends, because when I do meet my husband, not saying, I just believe when I do meet my husband, I don't want, have to be going through this stuff with telling all the men, because I've had that problem before too. I met a guy. He went through my phone one day and just told everybody in my message, because I mentor people. I motivate people. I speak the word of God. I preach, and so he went through my message and told everybody, don't text her, this is my woman. And I'm like, because me tell some, I don't have a lot, I have ran across some guys that have been very disrespectful. I know how to get them off me in a good way. I felt like that was very disrespectful of him to do that, because you don't do that. I would never have done that to his phone, because I don't know what you are doing, and you can't just come in my life and do that. Because, you see the type, you see the type of person that I have. You see that I have people, followers. I would say my family. I call you my families. They say followers, subscribers, whatever, but I call you guys my family. You can't just go on my phone and do that. But because one thing about me, I believe in respect, and I believe in giving respect. So I don't have a lot of guys as friends, because they all like me. And I'm not saying, that I don't know. I don't know if you all have men friends, I don't know that I don't know if you could be friends with the opposite sex. I believe that it can be, but you just have to have the balance. But I'm just saying, from my experience, the guys that I've been friends with, they all ended up liking me. And, like I said, either the one that I was attracted to and I did like, I had told him I was celibate, and he told me what he wanted, and I never forget one day he told me I was gonna, then we had, let me tell y'all this, and I'm about to get ready to go, you guys, but he had told me, we ended up trying to make another trip, and I was gonna go, and he said, when you come down here, you better be ready, because it's going down. And I said, I tell you, I'm going to show you what's going down because I'm not coming. Because I believe, if a man tell you something, you got to believe it. I wasn't finna go down there and then try to, be trying to push him off. The flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. And then I know that he's a nice looking man. He's a wealthy, not wealthy, because I ain't worried about nobody money. I mean, say he's a nice looking man, well put together, look good. I am attracted to him. I wasn't finna go there knowing he just told me this and being like, oh, I'm going to just fight him off with the blood of Jesus. No, because the flesh is weak. I said, I'm not going. And I just blocked his number on my phone. He probably been trying to call me, whatever. I don't know. I've been blocked his number. I blocked them all. So the lesson that I'm trying to tell you guys is this. Learn from your lessons. I noticed, like, it was yesterday, I believe, I got up. I had posted a picture on my Facebook. He had hearted it and did like some little hearty emojis. And I just liked it. I ain't said nothing. But I'm not going to go on a date with him. So if I'm just going to let it flow. Because I was about to block him, baby. I'm saying my blocking finger don't be playing. I'm serious. Because I don't have time for that. I'm in a season of my life. Whatever is not helping me grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually, naturally in my life, you got to go. I don't have time for that foolishness. These men are too old for this. One thing I want to say this. You ain't got to just get your first conversation be about sex. Women know that. Once you win a woman over, in due time, in due season, the sex is going to come and it's going to be good. Especially, but a lot of times, let me tell you guys something, you just have to be prayerful. I'm not telling nobody to go and have sex because I'm a woman of God and I believe in doing things God's way. But you have to pray and ask God. You have to be led by God because I know that I really believe in my heart when you do things God's way, it's going to be blessed. And a lot of times people are like, once you get in God, you're going to be this. To be honest with you, when I wasn't in God, I didn't have no problem dating. I could get any man. Like, but once you do get in God, then it's a difference because you have values now. You have standards, And I told him, I said, I did tell him that too. I said, I'm a woman with standards. I don't know. And I have to learn from this. I'm not going to let nobody, because I'm going to tell you, I used to be very quick at the red flags. I used to shut you down so quick until listening to people at my job. Miss Nikita, you shut people down too fast. No, I should have kept going. I should have kept going because God was leading me. And when I stopped doing that, you guys, I was running into some crazy stuff. I was running into the same, the video I did on here. You guys, not told y'all about one of the guys I dated. He was a reverend. He's going to tell me until I realize nobody's perfect, I'm going to be by myself for the rest of my life. That man made me so mad because he was an idiot for saying that. And saying idiot, the word idiot is not a bad word. Go look it up. But it made me mad because I'm like, I thought he knew me. But what it was, he wanted me to accept his foolish mess. He wanted me to accept the things that he was doing. No. I know ain't nobody perfect. Even the devil know that. But you ain't finna, no, you're not finna, baby, I had enough of you. Because all he did anyway was text, good morning, beautiful. Who you think want to listen to that mess? I don't want to listen to that text, drive-by text mess. That's all you doing is saying good morning, beautiful. Who cares about that? I need to see some action. And it's not because, I'm not saying it's because, I'm getting older. My time is running out. No, my time is not running out. As long as I'm walking with Jesus Christ, I'm good. My time is still good, is what I'm saying. So, and in due time, God will do it. He'll line everything up, because a lot of times we have to be prepared for what God is blessing us with. You got to be prepared because when you do meet a person, two different people coming together. Because even when I was young, I was asking God to prepare me for my husband. My kids was young. I never had baby daddy drama. You know, I asked God, I understood it, and I asked God to help me to be able to, you know, help me be able so I wouldn't have to deal, whoever I'm with wouldn't have to deal with that either. You know, so it's a lot of things that we have to go through, both of us, you know, the man and the woman. But I want you all to know, do not drop your standards, and don't change nothing that you feel in your heart to do, thinking you can change a person. Because I probably would have been like, I'ma still go with him. You know, that's just a man talking. Men talk like that. You know, all men want sex, so it ain't gonna hurt to go out to eat with him. No. Because all men don't do that. I don't believe all men you meet just talk about sex. Yes, they want it, but they don't talk about it. I don't believe that. And I'm not going with him because he have already showed me who he is. And he showed me what he wants. So, you guys, this is a long video here, but I had to get it out. I didn't want to stay that long. I pray you all get the message. Listen, do not drop your standards. Listen to your heart. Look at those red flags. Do not ignore them. That sun is out today, you guys. It was cold. Whew, yesterday it's getting hot now. But no. Now you see that I done lost weight. And then he gonna tell me I'm gonna work on my communication. So now I told him, I said, so what is different now to make you work on your communication than it was 3 years ago? He said, well, I'm not as busy as I was. You wasn't busy then. You wasn't that busy. You wasn't that busy. You just, you know, it was just something. You wasn't that busy, because I don't care. I'm busy too at times. But when you want something, you like something, you'll make time for it. I really do believe that. People make time for what they want. So now I lost some weight. Now you think you finna get some. But you ain't finna get none here. You can go somewhere else and get some, and they probably ain't gonna give you none either. Because he said he been single for a long time. But probably because of the way you addressing people. And I be trying to tell some guys, you know, you can't just approach women like that. Because I have these, you know, because I do mentor people. A part of me sometimes, you know, just instead of trying to just get upset because they say some of the craziest things, some of them, I try to, you know, help them. You know, and I told one guy, you know, you just go through some healing, talk to somebody. I don't need no healing. Okay. You ain't gonna get nobody. You know, ain't nobody gonna keep putting up with that. People being worked on themselves. I done worked on myself. You think I got value and I'm not finna just, People ain't finna put up with that mess. Because let me tell you something. You can mess around and get with the wrong person, and you will be praying, asking God to remove these people out your life. You know, in a good way, Lord. Some people might say, I don't care how you move them, Lord. Just move them. I'm telling you, baby, you think you want something, then when you get it, it ain't what you thought it was. Everything that looked good on the outside ain't what it is always in the inside. I learned that too. So a live lesson is the best lesson. But I want to tell you guys today, do not let anyone stray you away from your boundaries and your standards. Stick to them. I don't care how old you are. You'll get there. God will bless you. God ain't stopped making good men. And I know some people might get on here and be like, well, where they at? They here. They around. And you may not be in the area where they are. You may have to pray and ask God, okay, God, put me in the right place. Show me where to go. Let me tell y'all guys, I got a lot of things I need to tell you guys. I really haven't did a lot of videos because, long videos. But I know one lady told me that she liked me to do long videos. I really do a lot of shorts. But I'm going to have to get on and tell my stories because I got something to tell you guys. I know it was this UPS guy when I was living back home. Nice looking guy. He came there to drop a package out, but even after he dropped the package out, he was trying to talk to me. And he asked for my number, and I was like, I told him, I said, I was like, you need to deliver this package. And so, because I used to always pray and ask God, I said, God, keep me protected away from anyone that does not, mean me any good. Because, you get tired of just going through the same old crap and stuff. You want to learn. And so, and I said, well, if it's meant to be, I'll see you again. Now, he wasn't even from around where I was at. I stayed in a little old country town. And he was delivering from somewhere else. But I'm seeing him weeks later at the grocery store in my hometown again. I guess he was delivering the package. He seen me. Because when he first seen me, I had on a scarf, because I was at home. But when he seen me the second time, I was at the store. And he was like, oh my, he's like, you even look better, even dressed up. He said, you look good like you would with your scarf, but you look better, all that type of stuff. He said, so you said if I see you again, I can get your number. And I said, I got lint. I said, you look like you got somebody. And he was like, no. I said, it's something about you. And, but I gave it to him. I said, yeah, I did say that. So I gave him my number. But I prayed this prayer. I said, Lord, if this man got somebody, don't let him call me. And he never called. Because I'm going to tell you, I didn't even have men that was married that didn't have their rings on to try to talk to me. And they kept trying until one day one of them told me, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm married. I'm going to just stop trying to talk to you because you a good woman. I'm married. I just ain't got on my ring. I said, you see that? If I would have dated you, that would be your fault. But see, it was because I kept praying, asking God to keep me protected. I was praying, God, keep me protected from anybody that didn't mean me no good. Because I couldn't protect myself, Because, I ain't going to tell no story, you guys. Good looking men, man, it's just, I'm attracted to what I'm attracted to. But I learned that even good looking men, some of them, they ain't no good. I learned, down through the years that just because a person look good on the outside doesn't mean that they good at all in the inside. And my dad used to tell me, God gonna send you an ugly husband. I said, nuh-uh. I said, but it don't matter because I seen one big guy. He was a big guy. And he was a nice looking guy, but he was big. And I was attracted to this guy. But, I just seen him. And I was like, he a nice looking guy in my mind. So I don't know. I guess you attract to whoever you attracted to. But you guys, keep your standards. Don't ignore the red flags. Don't feel like and don't think you can change nobody. When a person show you who they are, you believe them. That is the reason why we get into these relationships and you get hurt. Then we get mad at God. But God be showing you the signs. And then the people be showing you the signs. This man clearly shows me that his conversation was sexual. That's all it was about. Sexual. And I'm not finna go sit across no table and eat with you. And that's all you want. Yes, we know they want sex. But don't just come up with me, talking about it. That's all you talking about. You don't even care about what's deep down inside. Man, dig deep. This surface level mess, I don't have time for because you ain't finna be, no. You can go put them spirits somewhere else. You guys remember to smile, love, and forgive. Know that I love you guys more. Know that Jesus loves you guys more. Share this video, you guys. Share it, because I believe that it's going to help somebody. I know I talked a lot, but I really just had to get this out. How long do you communicate with a guy? With guys before you have sex with them? I don't. I don't. I can't believe that he even asked me that question. Don't answer them type of questions, ladies. Ain't no man that really want to get to know you gonna ask you them type of questions. They're not going to ask you that type of question. Now, I'm not going to say that they're not going to try you, but they ain't going to ask you them type of questions in the beginning. I don't even think a man that I don't know. I'm finna say, I don't even think a man, I don't know what I was finna say. Who asked that? Why would that even be a question? How long do you communicate with a man before you have sex with him? That is crazy. Well, we living in a new generation. You guys, be encouraged and God bless.